Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Black Honesty. I am Sister Victoria Muhammad, also known as Black Honesty, and today we have a special guest who is going to talk to us about fashion. So we're going to talk about being fashionably covered. I have none other than Sister the Rap Star, Monique the Rap Star. So I'm going to start our introductory video and we'll be back with you after this introduction. Welcome, Sister Monique Muhammad. Such a pleasure to have you on the show, beloved. Thanks for
Yay.
listening. Thank y'all for tuning in today as we discuss being fashionably covered with our dear sister fashionista, Monique Muhammad. So welcome again to the show, beloved. I'm so excited.
Thank you, sis. I'm excited to be here, and thank you so much for asking me to be a guest. I'm honored.
Yes, ma'am. It's definitely a pleasure and honor to have you. We're gonna get right on into it, beloved. First of all, let us know some things about. Tell us a few things about yourself, beloved.
Okay, well, my name is Monique, and I am married. I've been married for 11 years. I have 7 children that I gave birth to, and we attend faithful attendance to Muhammad Mosque number 12 out here in Philadelphia. So I'm a proud member of the Nation of Islam. I'm here repping my nation.
I know
And
that's right.
yes, I am from Gary, Indiana. A fun
Mm.
known fact is that my father went to high school with Jermaine and Tito Jackson.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yes, before they were famous. But yeah, so I grew up, well, my father grew up around the Jacksons, and I grew up as a child always wanting to go to the house and see the house where he lived. Um, what else? I have 2 older brothers. And anything else you want to
Oh,
know?
well, you right on it, sister. And by the way, you look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, sis. So do you. We mirror one another.
Alhamdulillah, what an honor and a blessing and privilege.
Praise
Yes,
the
ma'am. So you being an MGT, a registered member of the Nation of Islam, I know
Lord.
that, fashion and being modest really is our way of life, but you have taken modesty and fashion to another level. Um, what inspired you to get started with doing all that you're doing with fashion?
That is such a beautiful question. And it's hard for me to answer because I was doing it before I realized that I was doing it.
Mm.
Initially I was just asked to be a part of a cover girl challenge when I was like new to social media. And I'm like, sure, like I'll post my picture and, I'll show myself and who I am. And then I just started using the hashtag cover girls rock. And then it kind of like stuck with me. And at first I was feeling bad. Like, no, I didn't come up with this. I just asked to be a participant. Like I didn't want nobody to think I was trying to take their idea or what they had started. But as time goes on, this is like a no Allah's like this. I gave this to you. Just let the cards fall where they may. You know what I mean? Take ownership and take charge. Lead the charge. So as I was doing it, I was like, okay, well, the response I was getting was good. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, maybe people really do value the way that I dress or how I may put things together. And so it really started off as just as like a hobby, sort of say, you know what I mean, to see what type of response I could get. But then I end up actually falling in love with it when I started just like really implementing these teachings. And then I saw like
Mhm.
this is really part of the mission. This is a work and this is my ministry. And I started owning it. And then
Mhm.
it just became contagious. Like people will come up to me now, just start talking about fashion out of nowhere. I don't care if I could be GT class, I could be somebody see me at the store, you know. So it kind of allows kind of like branded me in that way. And so that's kind of how I got started actually.
Wow. Yes. Wow. And it's like it's just natural for you. You know, the way you move with it, the way you deliver your content, your creativity. I mean, you just have a natural flow. So I can see how you just pretty much it just came, just so naturally. That's beautiful, sis.
Right.
Um,
We all know the source. The source is Allah.
Allah,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. That's right, beloved. You as Monique, the rap star, you have another page, on social media called Covered Girls Rock, and you also have the podcast, the page. What is it? Cover Me Cute.
Yes, ma'am. Cover me cute with the K.
Yes, yes. How has been using social media? What are the kind of responses that you're getting? How's social media helping you in the work that you're doing?
Well, social media helps me because I can be able to categorize and reach different people on different levels, different ways. Because, like with the Cover Girls Rock, it's majority women, but then we do have men in there, and they're able to get an aspect, a clean aspect of what a cover girl truly represents. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And then we have the other fashion group page, Cover Me Cute, which I did not come up with, by the way. I was asked to be a part of, but that's just another catalyst where we're getting this message and letting people know that how important modesty is. And it's not just a fad, it's not just a phase. It really has to become our whole thought process.
Mhm.
And it's like a seed, you know, when you, once you begin to think about, I want to touch into something really, and Message to the Black Man, this book written by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's actually in the contents. It's at the bottom of the contents under the original man.
Mhm.
And he says that we should know thyself, first love yourself,
Mhm.
and then understand self. So as I began to know who I was, I had to understand who I am and who I
Mhm.
belong to. And once we actually can put those things in order, okay, well, I belong to Allah. I'm precious cargo. So that means I have to play a proper role because
Mhm.
I don't want Allah to be dissatisfied with me. I want to seek his favor and his grace. So
That's
now I play my position. And
Mhm.
Allah was able to give me that fancy language, as the messenger says, put it in your fancy language. Well, my fancy language is showing women how to cover modestly and letting them know that you are beautiful and people don't, and we don't have to think that we have to show our frame. That does not represent beauty. It represents a level of savagery. So just, I know said a whole lot with that, and
Oh
I got
yes,
that's
you're right
real.
on it.
Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am.
Absolutely, sister. And you've touched on so much. And the reality of it is when you're dealing with modest fashion, that's connecting to the spiritual as well. So this is a conversation that could go on and on and on because we're actually raising,
Yes,
the mind of people and helping the woman of God, look the
yes,
part, you know what I mean,
yes.
of what's on the inside. And so what with that being said, how do you define modest fashion? What does it mean to you?
Modest fashion to me, it means everything.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It means being able to overcome your fears
mm,
and being able to know that it's okay if you're imperfect. Modesty to me, it's a whole mindset. The clothes, all of that type of stuff comes later. You know what I mean? You have to understand what the purpose of modesty is even for.
Mm,
And once you realize and you begin to know yourself and you really accept the fact that, okay, I am the original woman,
yes.
queen of the planet Earth, God of the universe. I have a role to play. I don't want a lot to be dissatisfied with me, so that if I'm precious cargo, that means I have to take care of myself internally, mentally first. This has
Mm,
nothing to do with clothes. This has something to do with learning who I am and loving myself the way
mm,
that I am and being and accepting myself.
yes.
That's the first form of modesty, is loving yourself and who you are,
Hmm.
behind the closed doors with no makeup on, no girdles, no head coverings. Do you really love yourself in your natural state? To me,
Mm.
that's what modesty is.
Yes, and that's so beautiful, sister. And you're absolutely correct because how we feel on the inside, it shows on the outside. And so
Yes,
when we love ourselves, it gives us a level of confidence where we can move and we can dress a certain way and just feel good about it. And it's like a ministry.
yeah,
When we go places, people want to know who we are. What are you studying? Because you're not like this world, because the world has brought the woman down,
yes,
primarily the black woman,
yes.
to a place where, they have, you know, denatured us,
Mm,
and disrobed us. And
yeah,
so the work that you're doing, it's a mighty work, it definitely is a ministry. So I commend you for all that you're doing because you're raising the standard, my beloved sister. And so again, it's definitely good to have you on this podcast. Uh,
thank you, Victoria.
what are some of the challenges, beloved, that you faced in the modest the fashion industry?
I would say some of the challenges are just not being in a position, maybe, financially, the way that I want to be, so I can be on the level that I want to be in. I'm
Mhm.
still doing a lot of groundwork, a lot of footwork, which can be challenging and not, it's like you putting money out, you're not really getting it in, you're not,
Mm,
seeing that residual pay like that. That
right.
it's like a personal challenge, but that's not a deterrent. You know,
Mhm.
it's just a reason to go harder in the paint. Um,
Yes.
Another challenge would be sometimes when how can I put this? Sometimes when people don't really accept the light that you bring,
Mm,
or is sometimes feeling a form of rejection has been a challenge for me in my life. And so I have to use certain situations to help me grow personally when I
right.
feel like that that shouldn't have went that way or whatever. Then I have to start looking at myself again. Self-correction, like the
Yeah.
like Dr. Ava says, may Allah be forever pleased with her. We have to be surgeons on ourselves.
Mm,
I'm saying we have to put ourselves under surgery and undergo a process. So sometimes when things get challenging like that for me, I try to go in that process and work on myself.
yes, ma'am. And that's all real.
Yeah.
Everything is real. And thank you for sharing that, sis. Being so transparent. Now, how do you balance? Because you have a lot on your plate, sister. I see you all over the place. Fashion Week, you on the runways, and it's like you were just featured in the Virtue magazine. And congratulations, by the way, for
Thank you,
that.
sis. Thank you. Praise be to Allah.
That's
Praise be to
huge.
Allah. Praise be to Allah.
So how do
But
you do all of this? Yes, ma'am.
I'm
What will you?
striving for balance. I strive for balance, but I do thank Allah that I have a good husband who puts me in a position where I'm able to do the things that I'm doing. It's definitely not of my own accord. You know what I'm saying? I have good support and good help and
Mhm,
encouragement, from my family, and I'm grateful for
mhm,
that, excuse me, because it's been a time in my past where I'm just putting up sacrifices for everybody and not even really having even time for myself. And now
mm,
God says, it's all of our times. I can be a good wife and a good mother and still do what I want to do to help my nation and enjoy it and be happy. Like I deserve that. So and then also just focusing to please Allah, because that's what I really strive for. Honestly, I strive to seek Allah's favor, because then that's when the blessings come in. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And we
That's
need. I know I need as many as I can get. But
Mhm.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I just
Next
want to take a
question.
moment to see what the listening audience out there has to say in the chat, beloved. We have brother Tobias X, and he says, Assalamu alaikum from brother Tobias, Autumn, and Amber. So Autumn and Amber, his beautiful daughters, are tuned in right now, and we give y'all our love and appreciation.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you.
y'all so much for tuning in. Okay. And Autumn says she loves both of us. We love you too.
Oh, we love you too, sis. Yes, ma'am, Sister Autumn.
And Brother Tobias also says, this Amber, okay, this is Amber speaking now. So she's using Brother Tobias' phone or laptop or what
Mhm.
have you. She says, this is Amber. I too love nothing you sisters. Can you read that? My contacts, they're saying I need a bifocal, so I'm actually believing them now.
Okay. Okay, so this is Amber. I too love nothing. Well, it's a typo, but she's basically saying she love us too. We love you too,
Oh, we
Sister
love you
Amber.
too,
Thank you for
Amber.
your
That's
comment.
right. Okay, so she said it here. Okay, she says, I love both of you. Yes.
Okay, we love you too, sis. Thank
Brother Tobias, he said, Alhamdulillah. We have Brother Gaddafi on tuning in. He says, Assalamu
you.
alaikum, family. Wa alaikum
Alaikum salam,
salam.
brother.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
All right, and we'll get back to the comments a little later. Yes, ma'am. So, modest fashion is trending now, I'm seeing. And we as MGT, we have raised the bar and set a standard. Are you seeing a rise in the amount of women who are inspired by your work?
Yes, I am seeing a rise. And if the people out there ain't seeing a rise, I don't know what they looking at. You know what I mean? Because actually, modest fashion, and that's not my work personally, but I'm just saying modest fashion overall is a $1 billion industry. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And a lot of people now is jumping on the bandwagon when we've been doing it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So we've been doing it because this is
That's
our
right.
way of life.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad used to raise the black woman is our
Mhm.
form of dress. He
Mhm.
said you're going to be covered from head to toe, and each of that is symbolic. Like the covering the head is symbolic, covering this top part is symbolic, covering our hips and our legs is symbolic, covering our feet and covering our hands with our gloves. All of that means something. All of
Mhm.
that's symbolic. And now I'll see people on the runway now, even people, celebrities, they getting into the modest fashion with the long capes. They might be kind of bare underneath it, but they giving that outlook as they want to represent modesty. So modesty is a $1 billion industry, and I'm proud to say and to be a covered girl.
Yes, I know that's right, beloved. And you do it so well. And
Praise
and as an influencer, you play a huge role in, inspiring people to be modest, and you're able to show them through your creative gifts what modesty looks like and make it more attractive.
praise
Um,
to Allah.
you know, and what really, like, is there any modest models out there that inspire you? Um, at this time, who would you like to mention if so?
Well, honestly, it's my sisters and my nation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to be biased, sorry, not sorry, but we set the best example. And those are the type of women that inspires me. It takes
Mm,
something to inspire me on that level. And since we've been introduced to the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he came to set us on top of the world, and we
mhm.
are the mothers of civilization. So we set the bar, we set the standard. To answer that honestly, it would be my own sisters in my nation that inspire me. Mother Khadijah, she inspires me. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
she's my number one inspiration. Just as
Come
far
on.
as just her mental strength that she has to,
Mm,
just persevere, endure, and then have order. You know, I read an article that she wrote in the Final Call. This is many years ago. Somebody
Mhm.
asked her a question. She was like, they said to her, "Mother Khadijah, how do you do it with all of these children?" And she
Mhm.
said, "You have to have order and you have to stick to it. That's it."
Wow. Look
You
at
know what
that.
I'm saying? Once you have that order, that eliminates chaos.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
said, that makes so much sense. But are we
Wow.
disciplined enough to have that order is where we fall down, you know?
Yes. Wow. All praises due to Allah. And Mother Khadijah, like you said, she is such a fine example of beauty, of modesty,
Yeah.
of creativity, of love, of self-love,
All
confidence,
of that.
all of that.
Hmm.
We are so blessed. I remember having a conversation with her one time, and she talked about the MGT and how, and I'm paraphrasing, and she talked about how we remind her of that beautiful butterfly where it starts off as the cocoon or whatever in the process, and then we blossom into this
Yes.
beautiful butterfly. And and that's how my life has been, coming into the Nation of Islam, learning how to dress and how to be beautiful. And it's like now I'm like, all praises due to Allah, that I know how to dress. I know that I don't have to be a grandma, look like a grandma, you know what I'm saying, to be covered and to be modest. I
Right.
can actually be beautiful and modest at the same time. And so it
Yes.
doesn't matter your age, So like the younger
Right.
sisters are covered and they're beautiful and they're so vibrant. And the older sisters, the middle sisters, I mean, we're all just absolutely beautiful butterflies,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Praise you.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So let me ask you this. Okay, so when it comes down to fashion, the specifics, what are some essential pieces for a modest wardrobe?
Oh my God, I love that question.
I figured you would.
I know essential pieces. Well, first let's start off with colors. You need to have essential colors, especially if you're a beginner and you need a lot of assistance. You want to start off with basic colors like black, brown,
Mm,
maybe green, depending on stuff like that. And then you want them to be solid colors. You don't want to have a whole lot of prints going on.
mm,
So keep it basic, keep it solid, and then you could have a strong signature piece. So just say you have on a black top and some black pants. You could come with a beautiful red scarf and some gold
mm.
earrings,
Okay.
and I specialize in teaching women and girls how to dress with modest civilian wear,
Mm,
because you have to keep it real. What people buy in stores, you have to show people how to make it work because everybody
mm,
don't know how to sew. Everybody don't have all this type of money. So I teach people how to make it affordable,
mm.
practical. You gonna be cute, and people gonna ask you where you get your stuff from. And so what if you shop at Rainbows? If that's where you at right now, that's where you make it look like $1 million.
Come
And
on,
that's what I
sis.
help people with. That's what I help them with. And I help them know, like, you gotta know you beautiful. Them
Yeah.
clothes don't make you, you make the clothes. So when you walk into a room, they're gonna be like, man, she's sharp, but they don't know it's your energy first. So
Yes.
that
Come on.
self-love is what we gotta tap into in my MGT GCC class. Help
Mm,
me with that. And I heard real quick, I heard Sister Carrie, she was the staff of Sister Mother Tanetta, helped her a lot. I think that's her name, Sister Carrie. And she told me, she said, I never say the word MGT without putting a GCC behind it. And I said, well, I wonder why she said that. And then she answered it. She said, you can't say MGT without saying MGT because a GCC, because if you do, then you leaving off the mothers of the faithful.
come on,
And that's
sis.
coming in a form of disrespect. And we don't want to anger God. So when we
Uh-uh.
say it's MGT and GCC, I said, I'm going to start saying it that way from now on. And I strive for that.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you so much for that. So I hope
Yes.
everybody paying attention out there. We got a way that Sister has shared with us the truth and the reality. And so MGT and GCC. So I'll also be
Yes.
sharing, speaking like that as well. MGT and
Praise be
GCC,
to
not
God.
leaving off the GCC.
Can't leave them.
Absolutely.
That's
Mm-mm,
right.
can't do that. That's right. Now, what message do you hope modest fashion conveys?
Okay, you broke up. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. What message do you hope modest fashion conveys?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that modest fashion drops a seed in the minds of our children and
Mm-hmm.
our women and our brothers too, because we need our black men. They're just as important. Is that don't look at modesty as a punishment. Look at it as appraisal. You
Mm-hmm.
know, look at it as elevation because, and honestly, that's what it is. That's what it
Come
really
on.
is. And I don't care how much brothers try to sleep with you and stuff like that. They want a wholesome woman at the end of the day. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? They don't, we all damaged goods, but I'm going to just say they don't necessarily want damaged goods. So modesty helps you keep your spirit intact and it helps us to be good girls. You know, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad wants us to be good girls. You know, and to me, modesty supersedes clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, it's a way of life. It's our thought process, and I want to convey that. Like, I want people to know how extremely important chastity, value, and modesty is in our community because that's the only way we're gonna elevate. And when we think like that, that breeds respect. We start respecting ourselves. The black man starts respecting us. We start respecting them because it's up to us to change the game, Sister Victoria. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got to change the narrative. We have to say, no, I'm not doing that. Or
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm not looking at my sister's husband. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, no,
That's
no.
right.
And then, so, I
Absolutely.
mean, what they going to do? They going to have to bow down and kiss the ring about, okay, well, we're going to have to start respecting our sisters then.
Yeah, that's right. And we have to remind each other and hold each other accountable, beloved. So I love what you're saying because
Yes,
it's our responsibility, the sisterhood, to push each other forward, to be reminders to each other, And so
yes,
that is absolutely beautiful. Just respect and responsibility is what I'm hearing there. And
yes.
yes, absolutely. Because 75% of the work is with the woman,
Come on.
and we're the ones that are bringing in a new world,
Yes,
a new man, a new mindset. And
yes.
so it all really starts with us. We're the first teachers.
That's, come
So
on.
when we love ourselves and we cover ourselves, we're setting such a beautiful divine example for the others to elevate us, more mentally,
Yes,
because like you said, the brothers, they might look and be like, okay, she's fine, because you're a woman. But at the end of the day, a true man is not going to want to marry a woman that's showing her adornments off to everybody,
right.
because
Exactly.
that's sacred. You know what I mean? Like, our
Yes, yes,
adornments are sacred. So when
yes,
we see that reality and we understand and we begin to love ourselves, then
yes,
we'll cover ourselves and be the righteous divine queens, black women, MGT and GCC, that
yes.
we are created to be, the second self of God.
That's right.
Alhamdulillah.
That's right. Be that light, Sister Victoria.
That's right. And we are, sis. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I'm just so grateful again to have you on the show. I can't stress it enough. I've been looking forward to this for the longest. And here we
Oh,
are by the grace of Allah.
praise
I,
be to Allah.
yes, ma'am. I want to go back to our viewing audience real quick. Let's see what they're talking about in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, we have Autumn here again. She says, I'm 15 and I want to know, Sister Monique, do you consider yourself a Nation of Islam celebrity?
Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. That's Sister Amber, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, yes, Sister Amber. Don't put that on me. You know what? I do not see myself like that. Honestly, I do not see myself like that. I see myself trying to get the message out more. I
Mhm.
see myself just trying to tap into people and make them aware. I want them to know like how beautiful they are. You know, I want them to be a part of the solution. You know, and that's what I strive to be. And I just thank Allah for the opportunities that He's given me and He's able to help me just do this work.
Yes, absolutely. And
Mm.
and that's beautiful, sister, because you're just so humble with it. And I'm sure that when you go to Savior's Day, the believers see you and like, oh, that's Sister Monique, I'm saying, the rap star, cover me cute. And just like, they know you, you know what I mean?
Praise be
So
to
in some way,
Allah.
you kind of are a
Oh, praise
celebrity in the
be to
Nation
Allah.
of Islam.
Praise be to
Even though
Allah.
you're a very humble sister. And when I tell you, you are absolutely beautiful, even
Oh,
more beautiful in person, you know?
oh,
It's
wow.
like that camera doesn't do much justice, but when I saw you, I'm like, oh my God, and your beautiful spirit, beautiful energy. I mean, Allah is doing a mighty work with you, sister. Keep up the
Praise
good
be to
work.
Allah. Yes, ma'am. I felt your energy too, Sister Victoria. You know what I'm saying? We feel it. And
Mm,
sometimes we can feel other people's energy if it's not that
yes,
high or how we on the level that we vibrate on.
yes.
So you are just as beautiful as I am, sis. If
Alhamdulillah.
not even more.
Alhamdulillah. I appreciate you, my dear sister. I'm honored to hear that.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. And then we have Brother Tobias, the father of Sister Amber, I mean Autumn and Amber, of course. He said, me and my daughters follow you wherever you go live. So they have been watching you for a while now, even when you're live with your family, doing family things. And all praises due to Allah.
You know what? I do have to admit, Brother Tobias and his daughters, they have been faithful. I'm telling you, they are always there. They are like the strongest supporters, really, for the
Yes.
Cold Cover Girl, for real, because he's in the Cover Girls Rock, and then he's in the Cover Me Cute, and then he
Wow.
follows you. He's constantly posting,
Yes.
the MGT GCC all the time. So I
Absolutely.
thank Allah for that brother and for just being go for the MGT and GCC. He takes no days off.
No,
He's
he doesn't.
unapologetically tells people where his loyalty is, and that's with his sisters.
That's right. I see it, and we appreciate you so much, dear brother
Mhm.
Tobias.
Yes,
Because he's always promoting us, and it's like I'm surprised sometimes. I'm like, wait a
I
minute,
know.
is that me right there on his page? He got us up there, and he's just pushing the uplifting the MGT,
Yes,
elevating us, showing us, to his friends and family, and so that is just so beautiful that you support us in the way that you do, my dear brother. May Allah continue to bless you and your beautiful family, to continue to prosper with
yes,
protection, all of that good stuff.
yes. I
we
mean,
have, I mean, we have Sister Treese Muhammad. She says,
hey,
Assalamu alaikum with lots of hearts. We love you.
assalamu alaikum salam, Granny.
Right. Yes. And she also says, Sister Treese says, she shows us how to fall in love with modesty, and it doesn't have to be frumpy.
Right.
That's
We
right,
were just
beloved.
talking about that. Like you
We were
said, you
just
don't look like that burns me. That burns my soul when I
mm,
see people that, and it's just like we're not 80. Like dress your age. That just because you want to cover it don't mean that you have to go like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
You don't have to do that. You can still find modern clothes within
Mm,
your age bracket.
that's right.
We
Absolutely,
we
sis.
got a lot of work to do.
Sister Amina says, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Monique.
Oh, walaikum salam, Sister Amina. Praise be to Allah. Happy Savior's Day.
She was also bearing witness. She said, that's right.
Cause Sister Mina knows she be
Mm,
dressing and she don't
oh,
be looking like no old frumpy lady either.
that's
Lady either.
right. I've seen her, and yes, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Wow. She
Mm-hmm.
also says, beautiful interview.
Oh, that's trees. Praise be to Allah.
And Brother Tobias, he comes back and he says, do you remember some time ago you taught me to say MGT GCC instead of just MGT? Okay, so he was bearing witness
I
to what
did.
you said
Yeah, I
earlier.
forgot. He had posted a comment or something, and I hope I didn't sound offensive, but I was just trying to let him know, like, the proper way, because he reps so hard. I want him to be correct,
Hmm.
100% when he out there in that limelight.
Oh yes, oh absolutely, because that's our training, to
Yes,
we help each other to be our best selves, So yeah,
yes,
you're
yes,
absolutely correct.
yes, ma'am.
All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and we'll come back to the comments a little later. But let's get to the next question here. How has modest fashion impacted your self confidence?
Wow. Modest fashion has definitely, without a doubt, boosted my confidence, and it boosted it in the right way because it's modest fashion. So I
Mm,
know that it's from on high, so I know that I have to share it. I can't keep it to myself. I couldn't keep it to myself if I tried to. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's right.
Even like when I'm feeling low, I can
Mhm.
go in front of the camera and do a head wrap video and teach a class out of my pain. I'll be like, dang, that's
Mm.
fly right there. And then I'll end up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the spirit
Wow.
just moves you. So I'm able to use modesty as an outlet for myself for self healing
Mm.
because I know it's divinely connected to the God that I serve. And I know
Wow.
that what I'm doing is my purpose. Like I know it. No one has to tell it to me. Allah already pointed out to me because I'm going to tell you this. When I was going, I was invited to go to this past the Chicago Modest Fashion Week. I ain't had no money. You know, my husband, he pay all the bills all the time, everything. I couldn't dare ask him for another penny, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. But I called my best friend. I said, such and such, you know my situation. I bet you I'll be in Chicago Models Fashion Week. I bet you I'll be there. I bet you I'll be there. And I just started putting a little bit overtime with my work, still kind of feeling guilty because I the children, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather be home, but I know I got a purpose. I got, you know what I'm saying? So Allah gave me the means to do it. So he said, do it, make the money, and just go. Like stop with all the
Mm.
foolishness and holding yourself back. You know what I'm saying? So I went hard in the paint, girl, and I'm telling you, I went there with probably like $15 in my pocket, but I was there, honey. I was
Oh,
there.
wow.
That's one of
Yeah.
my testimonies.
Yeah, that's faith right there, you know.
Yes,
And
yes,
wow, it's like Allah, He's speaking to you through your gifts and your talents and giving you what you need and
yeah,
lifting you in the
and
times.
lifting me,
Yeah,
but and
absolutely.
also making me earn it too. You know, he said,
Mm.
"Ain't no mystery, God. If you want this, then you go to work and you try to make it happen. I'm gonna help you." That's how we do that. I said,
Mm.
I said, okay, yes, sir, because I know when the law's talking to me.
Come on
You know,
now.
I
That's
never
right.
got to second guess it. I know we know when the law's talking to
Hmm.
us. Because we feel it in here. Be like, dang, hi, I know what I gotta do.
Yeah, because we're taught that Allah is closer to us than our own jugular vein. So He's right within us, and we know
Yeah.
when He's talking to us. And
Hmm.
that's absolutely beautiful that you said that. Because even when you're down and you're going through things, like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us through the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan to work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's exactly what you were talking about in your testimony. You know, having certain trials, going through things, and then doing your work, you know, getting more
Right.
creative, you know, and seeing how
Right.
Allah blesses you through your work. So
Yes.
yes, thank you for sharing that testimony, beloved. That's
Praise
beautiful.
be to Allah.
Um, I have to give a shout out to somebody in the listening audience. Case closed. That's my cousin
Ah,
Corey. It's good to see you,
hey,
fam.
cuz.
Yeah, thanks for supporting. You know, I had to give you a shout out, cousin.
Yeah, all right.
And then Brother Tobias says the minister, um, what is it, said to uplift the black woman. And
Mhm.
that's what I do when I'm posting the MGT and GCC.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, right.
Thank
Yeah.
you, my brother.
Thank you.
Wow,
Praise
Akbar.
be to Allah. Yes.
And Sister Treese Muhammad says, my sister has found her gift.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah.
praise be to Allah, sis.
Yes, yes. And she says Sister Mo also is a blessing to her sisters. She promotes all of our businesses and make fabulous videos to showcase. And yes,
I
I
did
bear
not pay her
witness.
to say that, honey. I did not pay her to say that. Thank
I bear
you.
witness. Sister Malika Muhammad is with us. She says, beautiful.
All
Claps.
right,
Thank
Sister
you for tuning in,
Malika.
beloved. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All
you.
right, moving right along. Okay, does modest fashion relate to self-care? Oh, how, excuse me, does modest fashion relate to self-care and mindfulness?
Oh, that's an excellent question as well. Definitely self care.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because even as a modest woman, when you go to prayer, you're supposed to clean yourself first. That's a form of modesty right there. Don't just be coming to the God we serve any old type of way. You know,
That's
He
right.
told us how to address Him in what manner, and that is a form of modesty. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Being obedient to your Lord and Savior, that's a form of modesty. What was the second part of the question that you asked?
Yes. So self-care and mindfulness.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so self-care and mindfulness to me goes hand in hand because if you're mindful, then you know that you have to have self-care.
Hmm.
People say, well, what is self-care? Self-care to me is everything. It's the way that you think, it's what you eat, it's how you clean yourself physically as well as spiritually. It's the words that come out your mouth. It's what are you reading? It's the things that you do on a daily basis that can either provide self-care or take away from it.
Hmm.
So I lost my other train of thought, but did I answer the
Oh
question too?
yeah, you
Okay.
elaborated. It was, yeah, absolutely excellent.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much
much.
for that, beloved.
You're
And
welcome.
is there a collaboration or a partnership that you would like to see?
With who?
Well, anybody who that strikes you in your mind and spirit, is there a collaboration or partnership that you would like to see or even be a part of?
You know what? I have a vision.
Mm.
I do want to do a piece with the other communities, the other Islamic
Mm.
communities, but I want to be specifically representing our classroom. And I
Yes.
want them to specifically represent whatever way of Islam, how they see it. But I want all of us to do it together. And
Mm.
I did have a sister that reached out to me from a different community, and she actually asked me, and I responded back with joy, and then I never heard anything else, but I'm still gonna keep on going. So
Mm.
that was just like I said, wow, that's crazy how I visioned that. And then somebody tapped in and asked me that. So
Yeah,
it's like I know that's what I gotta do now. I know that's
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 right.
what my next I gotta make that happen. Just like the minister said, the Million Man March. He didn't see he threw it out there before he even knew what he was saying. He said when he said it, he said, "Oh man, I said that." He said he wanted to take it back, but he couldn't take it back because it was already out there. Now he said he had to go to work. So I
Mhm.
see the vision. I already put it out there. So now all I got to do is just go to work. And I'm just helping us, everybody unite on a united front. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know, stop these barriers that people was giving us. Because at the end of the day, we got the same thing in common. We all struggling. So we just need to love each other and accept who we are.
Yes, sister. Oh, that's so powerful what you just shared because that is exactly what our instructions are,
Hmm.
And so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, says that our unity is more powerful than the atomic bomb. So
Yes.
that is so on in time with what we need to be doing and focusing on. And unifying doesn't mean that we have to lose ourselves. Like you said, you're going to be
Right.
representing, the MGT and GCC,
Yeah.
while our dear sisters, are representing their, communities, their schools of thought and all of that. But however, we can come together as one because
Yes.
we have so much in common. That's right, with our
Hmm.
sisterhood, outside of being MGT and GCC, they are Black women. And so they too are the
Right.
second self of God. So, yes,
Yes.
ma'am, that is
Yes.
absolutely beautiful, my dear sister. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
How does modest fashion impact um, the spiritual growth? And I know you did touch on that a little as well. Would you like to elaborate on that a little more?
Yes, as far as the spiritual goes, because a lot of times I like to vision in my head Mary, the mother of Jesus. We know that we
Mm.
are her prototype. And I say to myself, well, what role, how would Mary wear this? What would Mary
Mm.
wear? Honestly, I ask myself these questions sometimes when I'm getting ready to do a fashion flare tutorial to teach the
Wow.
people. I said, how would Jesus's mother, would she think this is good? Would she think this is good? And that to me connects me on a spiritual level. I even go get the Bible, you know what I'm saying, and read some scriptures that'll just help me guide my way. Cause see, when I do the fashion, it's just not me up there showing off. It's a
Mm.
it's a message I'm conveying, and I've done some homework and I've done some research, and something has inspired me from the minister's words or so. Sometimes I don't even know when I'm gonna do a live. It'll
Mm.
just be like, put this on and go do it. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. And I'll be like, okay. And then it'll end up being a wonderful experience for whoever it needs to be, But sometimes I just be grateful when I listen to the inner voice, because sometimes I don't always listen, and I gotta listen to the inner voice more, because that's all a lie. It's a lie. So if he's telling you to do something, that means I'm gonna get something out of it too. I'm gonna get some type of spiritual feeding out of it too, because I'm doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Right.
and so to me, I can connect anything on a spiritual level. It's just it's like your perception on how you see things, because a lot of people could think like, well, modest fashion is boring. To me, I'd be like, have you lost your mind? Like, to me, it's a whole new universe out there. You know what I mean? So I can put a spiritual connection to anything that I do, as long as I know that I'm seeking a Lord's favor.
Wow, sister, that was so deep and so powerful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a about modest fashion to a newbie, someone who like Amber, um, and Autumn? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them, with them seeking, modesty?
Okay, well, for them and for those anybody who's trying to learn, I would first say find somebody that you like the way that they dress, and look at them and study them. Also, you don't have to become them. You find your own little nick. You find your personal way that you like to wear your drape style, and you own it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like a style that you see somebody got a drape scarf online and they throw it over their shoulder, well, you tie yours in a knot and put a brooch on it. You make it different, and you make yourself set apart. Your creative juices will start flowing once you try it, because Allah's with you. So he's going to give you that creativity. It's just sitting dormant. He's waiting for you to tap into yourself. So I would say start off, like I said before, if you're learning how to dress modestly, with basic colors. Try to find tops that extend past your backside, because we as Black women, we are beautiful in all elements and in all aspects. So we have to cover ourselves in all elements and all aspects, because what may be attractive to one man, something else might be attractive to another man. So we have to cover up everything, unfortunately, because we just don't, what I'm saying? We're just so beautiful. Allah made
That's
us
right.
so beautiful and so
Mhm.
attractive that
Yes.
we have to be shy with our beauty, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that's a form of protection anyway.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
and plus, it makes the man you with feel like this, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody else see my wife. Only I see my wife. And
That's
they
right.
need that. They need that reassurance. They need
Mm-hmm.
to know that they are the king of the castle. And that's one of the ways that we do that, by respecting ourselves. And don't try to do too much is another thing I would say. Some people try to overcompensate because they just don't know what they're doing and they feel lost. If you feel like that, then just do a basic piece,
Mm-hmm.
and then come out with a strong point. I know a lot of young people like tennis shoes. Surround your outfit by your tennis shoes.
Right.
Focus on one thing that you really like, and then you
Mm-hmm.
add pieces to it to complement it. That's what I would say to a beginner.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Because everything is real, and that what I'm hearing and what you're saying too is be comfortable, be you, be
Yes.
authentic,
Oh, yeah.
and be covered with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
And if anybody needs assistance with that, you can follow me on all social media platforms as Monique the Wrapstar. And like she said before, both the fashion groups Cover Girls Rock and Cover Me Cute. So don't worry, there's help out there.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on that you like to share with us?
Um, no, not besides the stuff that I just do all the time. Be looking out for my green accessories content. I haven't put that out there yet. I'm currently working on that, which I'm very proud of, by the way, I might add. Doing the content and stuff, that takes time. It takes
Hmm.
work. And I don't want to just put out anything. I want to try to captivate my audience each and every time I put something out there, and let them be inspired to, even if they don't want to dress modestly, at least tell somebody about me. Just get the word out there. Just be aware. Don't be no haters.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. That's right. Beautiful, sis. And just to
So,
wrap it up, what would be your takeaway, message that you would like to give to the audience?
that's a beautiful question. My takeaway would be whatever is going on in your life at this precious moment that you may not understand, seek refuge in whoever you believe in. Um, do the right thing, because doing the wrong thing may get you some temporary satisfaction, but it's not a solution to the problem.
Mm.
So dedicate yourself to whatever belief system that you have that makes you a better person, and seek favor in the Lord that you serve. That's what I want them to take away.
And that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that. And again, how do we contact you? How do the audience reach you? Do you have anything that you're on sale right now that they can purchase?
Okay, well, the audience can reach me. My social media handle is the same on every platform. Monique the Wrapstar, the W
Mhm.
as in hair wrap specialist. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I'm everywhere.
That's right.
I also have a cleaning service. Matter of fact, I have a job to do tomorrow. Professional cleaning service, a cleaning woman LLC. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. So if you know anybody in the Philadelphia area, you can send them my information. My husband would vet them, and then maybe I'll get potential customers. What else? I'll be looking forward to. I'm doing another fashion flare with another designer within our nation, so that's coming up real soon. I gotta get her stuff out because she been hitting me up since the Chicago Modest Fashion Week. So I gotta get her stuff out and model her stuff. I'm excited too because it's some cute stuff. Y'all gonna be like, what?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Can't wait, sis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, again, my dear sister, Monique Muhammad, aka Monique the Rap Star, it's certainly been a pleasure conversating with you in this hour, and I look forward to the next time. May
Yes,
Allah continue to bless you
you
and
too.
bless all of the listening audience out here. And
Yes.
yeah, I look forward to the next time, my dear sister.
Thank you
Mhm.
so much for having me.
And you are certainly welcome. Definitely been my pleasure.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, ma'am.